The Devils by Joe Abercrombie Dark Fantasy book. Imagine this, a holy city crowned with gold, its towers glinting like spears in the sun. Bells toll in solemn chorus, prayers echo through crowded streets, and banners ripple in the wind. Crimson, scarlet, sacred. This is the sacred city, the beating heart of faith, power, and empire. To walk here is to feel the weight of history on your shoulders. To kneel here is to kneel before the gods themselves. But beneath the hymns and the incense lies rot. The princes who smile from balconies care more for their purses than their people. The priests who bless the masses scheme in smoky chambers. And at the gates, something darker waits. For when faith is not enough, when righteousness crumbles before greed and fear, holy men must turn to unholy allies. And so, into this city of light, steps a man named Brother Diaz and his devils. You can picture him now, a monk, not much to look at. Robes a little threadbare, a satchel over one shoulder, a face weathered by too many prayers and too many doubts. Brother Diaz has been summoned here, to the sacred city, and he believes, perhaps foolishly, that destiny awaits. He imagines commendations, a shining mission, a chance to shepherd souls and heal a broken world. But when the summons is opened, when the inked letters bleed their command into his hands, he learns the truth. The gods, it seems, have not entrusted him with saints. They have given him sinners. His new flock is not made of wide-eyed disciples or humble faithful. No, they are murderers, outlaws, monsters, each more dangerous than the last. And Diaz, poor Diaz, is told he must guide them, wield them, if the mission of the gods is to be fulfilled. It is holy work. But holy work, the priests whisper, sometimes requires unholy deeds. Now you ask yourself, what would you do? Refuse? Walk away? Or take the devils by the hand and pray you can lead them without being consumed? Let's meet them, shall we? The first, a knight, once proud, once noble, now cursed. His armor is battered, his sword stained with sins no confession could cleanse. They say he cannot die. They say every time he falls, he rises again, less man, more shadow. What kind of penance is that? To walk forever, carrying the weight of every soul you've slain? Imagine standing beside him, hearing the scrape of his sword on stone, and wondering, will his curse spread to you? The second, a pirate, salt-soaked, storm-battered, with laughter as sharp as her cutlass. She has plundered a dozen kingdoms, left ships burning in her wake, and her only loyalty is to the thrill of the next raid. Yet here she is, shackled to a holy mission. What could bind her but chains of fear, or promises of treasure glittering just beyond reach? The third, a sorcerer, no gentle scholar of runes and lore. His magic reeks of blood and ash. His spells crawl like maggots across the battlefield, tearing flesh and twisting bone. Even his allies recoil when he whispers his incantations. Yet he claims to serve the gods. Or does he serve something far darker, laughing in the shadows? The fourth, an elf. But do not picture grace, or beauty, or light. Picture hunger. Long teeth glinting under moonlight. A hunger for flesh, your flesh. The elves have lurked at the borders for centuries, patient predators in the forests, waiting for weakness. And here stands one not as an enemy, but as an ally. What bargain could have bound him? What secret debt must he pay? The fifth, a vampire, pale, elegant, and cruelly amused by the company he keeps. He feeds in the silence between battles, a shadow behind your shoulder. Yet when the swords clash, his strength is unmatched, his immortality terrifying. Imagine fighting beside a creature who could drink you dry before you could draw your blade. Would you trust him? Or would you sleep with one eye open, knowing dawn might never save you? And these are only a few. Abercrombie's devils are not bound by simple names. They are curses given flesh, sins given swords, nightmares made companions. And Brother Diaz, our poor monk, is told, lead them, shepherd them, or watch the world burn. Now imagine being him. Imagine standing at the head of this procession of monsters, hearing their laughter echo through the streets of the sacred city. Imagine the stares of citizens, clutching their children, muttering prayers under their breath as you pass. You are their shepherd, but your flock hungers for blood. How long before the shepherd becomes the sacrifice? What task could demand such a company? The sacred city sits on the brink of ruin. Beyond its walls, elves sharpen their blades, hunger in their eyes. Within its towers, princes whisper treachery, more eager for crowns than for salvation. The empire totters, the people pray, and the priests, they grow desperate. So Brother Diaz is told of his mission. It is not to preach, not to comfort, not to heal. It is to fight, to march into the shadow where armies dare not tread, to strike at enemies too monstrous for ordinary soldiers, to cleanse corruption with fire and steel. But here's the cruel twist. To save the empire, Diaz must unleash the very devils who could damn it. Every battle they fight, every sin they commit in the name of the gods, chips away at the fragile line between holy purpose and unholy chaos. You can almost hear it, can't you? The clash of swords, the crack of thunder as magic tears open the sky, the screams of soldiers who realize their enemy is not only elves or rebels, but the very monsters fighting beside them. And through it all, Brother Diaz must lead. A man of faith walking a path paved with blood. Would you have the strength? Or would the darkness take you too? This is not a story of shining heroes and golden quests. This is Joe Abercrombie. And if you've read him before, you know, nothing is simple. The line between saint and sinner blurs. The holy city is not so holy. The monsters are not all inhuman. Some wear crowns, some wear smiles. And the devils, they may be more honest than the priests who command them. As the journey unfolds, you are forced to ask yourself, can a holy mission still be righteous if it is carried out by monsters? Can a man of faith keep his soul when every step drags him deeper into damnation? And most chilling of all, what if the devils are not the danger? What if the danger is Diaz himself, as he learns to wield them? Because power corrupts, and holy power corrupts absolutely. The tension is not only in the battles, though they are fierce, bloody, and unforgettable. It is in every choice Diaz makes, every bargain, every whispered prayer. Does he still serve the gods? Or has he become the very thing he feared? And as you turn the pages, as you walk beside him through fire and ruin, you cannot help but wonder. When the mission ends, who will still be standing? And what will be left of their souls? So here we are, a city of light, rotting from within. Elves sharpening their blades at the borders. Princes scheming in their palaces. And a desperate mission that demands monsters for allies. At its center, Brother Diaz, who thought he was chosen to save souls, only to discover he must walk with devils. This is Abercrombie at his finest. Brutal, unforgiving, brilliant. A tale where faith and damnation walk hand in hand, where every victory tastes of blood, and where the only certainty is that no one is safe. So I ask you, if you were in his sandals, what would you do? Lead the devils into battle, knowing every step could cost you your soul? Or refuse the mission and watch the sacred city fall? The bells of the city still toll, the banners still flap in the wind. But the hymn has turned to a dirge, and somewhere, deep in the shadows, the devils are waiting. Will you join them?